Okay, in this video we'll be doing CSS link styling. Okay, so we are doing CSS link styling. Okay, let's first of all create our HTML structure. For the fact we are using we are creating a link element, we have to create another HTML folder, not another HTML file, so that we can have a link that we visit, kind of a linkable link, another HTML file. So to do that, let's create another HTML file. Inside this, let's call it uh, let me just call it anything. Let me just say linked page. Okay, let me just call it link.html. Oh yeah, HTML. Okay, so I've created the link. Inside this let me bring it inside here. Okay, let me bring it inside there. Let me put the structure inside. Let me just do simple thing. I don't need it to be complicated inside, but let me just say h1 inside this place. Let me just say hello world. That's already what I want to do here. Hello world. Yeah, hello world. Okay, that's already what I want to do here. Okay, so it will now have I will now link it to my home page. So that's what I want to do here. I don't want to stress it much. So inside this place now, inside this our index.html, let me create a anchor tag. Let me say then it will be directed to our link.html. Okay, then the text that will be clickable will be HTML link, or let me just use the word visit link. Let me just say visit. This is the word visit link. Okay, let me just use this word visit link. That's the word that will be visible. Let me refresh the page. Okay, this is okay. Okay, let me use 127. This is my ports. Okay, this is visited link. Let me want to do something. I don't want this thing to, I don't want it to show me pop because I've already visited the link. I don't want it to show me the pop. Let me just cut it and then paste it again so it will be like a new link. Okay, let me see what it's telling me that I have visited the link. Okay, let me not do that. Let me do something like this. Let me copy this whole page. Okay. Control C. Let me clear it. Okay. Now let me refresh. Okay. Let me off stop live server. Let me on it again. Open with live server. And then let me the paste. Control V. Okay. If I refresh now. Oh, still showing me the sentence. No problem. I will not stress you much. So let's do our start. Let's do our CSS link styling. So let's add the elements, which is link element, which is A. We use link selector for this first phase. Okay, so inside this place, let's just do let me just use the word outline. Say outline. Let me leave it at 0, or let me just use auto. So it will just let me use auto. Okay, Then the next thing I want to do here is I want to set this thing to default. Okay. Let me say test decoration. This test decoration, let me leave it as zero. Then let me use a font family. Let me use font family. What we are targeting is this link you are seeing here. Okay. So font family. Let me use anything. Let me say Cambria and see what it looks like. Can't even see what it looks like. I don't think this thing I'm doing this. Let me leave this font family is of no use. Let me just add font size to increase the size of this our link so it will be visible. Whatever we're doing to be visible. Let me say 2em. Okay, it's supposed to be visible now. It's supposed to outline. Let me use thing to let me remove this and see what happens. How about 3em? How about 5? Okay, why is this thing not giving me what I want? Let me leave these things. Control A. Let me do it again. What I really want to do is I just want to illustrate um how you can do hover, focus, visited, change the color of visited link and all that. So let me just set this now as a default. Let me use outline to zero, and then the next one let me say text decoration. Let me also set it to zero. Let me just set it to zero, or let me just set it to none. Okay, zero and none is the same thing. Let me just use none here. None. Okay, then in CSS links are different. We normally use what we call pseudo classes to style links or um to add some what is it called, some properties to link, which is a element, which is link elements. Okay, so one of the pseudo class that we'll be using is we'll be using a link. Just say a, put colon, you see the pseudo. Okay, this is not it yet. Let me say link. This is the pseudo classes. This is the pseudo classes. You can see this thing represent class. This set of box represent classes. So let me say pseudo link. Pseudo link. Okay. Inside the pseudo link, let me say color. Let me give it color of let me give it color of, should I use let me just use something like blue. Okay, blue. Okay, then the next one, let me use another pseudo class. Let me say anchor, then colon. Let me use visited, because this link is visited now, is now purple. By default is purple. By default, when a link is clicked, it turns to purple, but when it's unclicked, it has blue color. That's why I try to, when the video starts, I want to know whether I can uh recreate it so that it will be unclicked, but I've already clicked it. So instead of wasting time, let me just explain it as I'm doing it now. So let's say visited is always purple, but let me just know whether I can alter the color now. Let me know that I can alter that color, the visited link visited color. Let me say color. Let me see whether it's possible. Just believe it's going to be possible. Let me see. Let me use aqua and see what happens. It does not do anything. Let me visit the link and see what happens. Okay, we'll still come back to you. So let me just use the color. Let me just say gray for now. Okay, okay, okay. Don't think this will have effect now until I'm done. Okay, let me use another pseudo element, another pseudo class. And then let me use hover. Let me use hover. You can see it here. Hover. Inside this hover, what will I be using this hover now? Let me say let me give it let me say border. If I give it border now, how will it look like? Let me say border on hover. Let me give it a border of let me say 2 pixel, 2 pixel. Let me say solid. Let me say solid green. Oh, should I use green? So let me say solid green. Okay. For this one, okay. Let me go back and see whether. Wait, what is happening? Have I linked? I think I'm having issue here. Yeah. Oh my. I have not. Some of this is supposed to work. The issue here is that I have not linked my external CSS file to my HTML. Sorry for that. So let me add it now. Link. Oh my. So let me add my CSS file. It's supposed to work. Oh, yeah, you can see it now. Oh yeah, for sure. It's working now. So let me change visited to red. I can alter it now. So when the link is visited, it will be red. So I've already visited it. Is now red. Let me refresh it. Is now red. I have visited this link now. Is now red. Once I visited the link, let me say visit. Okay. If I go back, is now red. So visited link will now be red. By default is a purple color. Okay. Let's proceed. Then I also do hover. If I hover over this link now, it will be. If I hover over this link now, you see green border. You can see that. So that is the effect we added to this place. So you can change it. Let me change it to. Let me say should I let me use Azura and see what's happened. Just it's not. Let me just see what happened. Okay, the color is there, but it's not that visible. Okay, for me to make it visible, for the sake of this Azure, let me use a background color. Let me target this background color so that you can see that Azure. Let me do that internally. Let me target the body and do internal. Let me say style here. Let me just style it internally and say background background color. For me to see, let me just say background color. Let me use the color of. Let me use. If I use brown, I will not see the red. I think I should use gray color, or should I use green color? Let me use gray and see what happens. Okay, and transparent. Okay, so if I hover over the link now, you can see that. You can see the azure color. Okay, let's use this gray for our background. Okay, so the next thing I'll be using now, let me use focus. This is another pseudo class. Let me use focus a, then colon, then focus. Then using focus now, inside this focus I'll be adding, let me say another border, because when focus is when you click on when you click and hold on the link, that's focus. What will happen? Okay, let's I want to add border to it. If I add border, then I might give it a background color. It might make sense. Let me say border, border. Let me say should say 3 pixels. It's okay. Let me say 3 pixel. solid which color have I not used now? Let me say solid gold or gold node. Solid gold node. Gold node. So okay, so if I hold on this place now, you can see it. If I hold on my link now to turn to gold golden lord, something like that. If I just hold on my, let me go back. If I click and hold, no, let me no, I want to focus on the link. It's happened now. Let me refresh. Okay, you can see that if I focus, if I double tap on the link, not actually clicking, if I double tap on it, which is holding on the link, which is the focus, this attribute that I added will display. So I want to add background color to that. um Let me add background color the the focus. Let me say background. Let me say background color. Let me give it yellow, so it will correspond with that gold. Okay, but it will affect this link now. Let me look for light. Let me look for a light color now that will make correspond with that gold. Which color will I use now that will correspond with that gold? Let me say light. I don't know what this color is, but it looks like something that makes sense. So let me try it again. Yeah, this one makes sense. You can see that. So by focusing on the link, you have the border and you also have the background color. Okay, so back to our this. Let's add another pseudo class again. Let me say let me use active. Let's say active pseudo class. In this active pseudo class, let me open this block declaration. Inside, let me just add let me just say, okay, if I use color now, that this color is too much now. If I use background and then border, then color, how will it look like now? Let me say color. Let me say color. I've used too much color here. Let me say color, and then I've not used blue yet. Let me use, should I use blue? Let me search, see whether I have any other reasonable colors here. Okay, I've not used this purple like color, this color that looks like purple. Okay, this color will display when the link is active. Okay, this is for the color. Let me add background. I think I should use this one for background so it will be more visible, and then the color, I will change the color. Let me say background. Let me put semicolon first, semicolon, the next line, then background. Let me say background color. Let me use the same blue variant, and then here let me change this one to, okay, let me use RDP and select maybe a bit, let it be a bit light. Okay, I use RGB. You can watch my other video and understand how to use RGB. Okay, this is for active. Let's see how the active work. You can see, you see the color now. Let me do it again. Let me see how it will work. Let me see whether, let me add something in the visit in this link now. Let me say targets. Let me add targets so I can know whether I can get this active target blank, so it's open in a new tab. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's clicked, but I want the active. Yeah, you can see it's active now. You can see the link is displaying. I just double tapped it and hold it. It's not focused but active. So the active will show you this the color, the RGB color, which is it will change the text, the visit link text, to this RGB mixture of color, and then change the background to this blue variant color. Okay, okay. So I think we have gone so far in this tutorial about CSS link styling. So I think we can call it a day here. So just know that pseudo classes, we use mainly here is pseudo classes that are mainly used for links. Most of the time we use pseudo classes for links. Okay, so thank you for watching. See you in the next video.